it's Adriana, and today I am back at the shop. Today I'm going to be making some fuel lines for the Talon right here behind me, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys how I do it and my process with it. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me that I suck and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll say it before you.
Kind of suck and I don't know what I'm doing.
There you go, saved you the time of typing out that comment. So, anyway, here I have my vibrant fuel line, and then I have my insert and my collar. Okay, so anyway, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to take your collar, and then you're going to put your fuel line inside of said collar. Sounds super easy, right? Okay, yeah, okay, you think so. But when you do it, you want to make sure that you're twisting it. Twist it to like really get it in there. And you want to make sure that your line is completely seated inside of your collar. When you do this, you also want to make sure that you watch your frayed ends and make sure that when you cut your line, that it's a really clean cut. And you want to make sure that the ends of the sleeve don't overlap where your rubber is right there, because then it's going to mess with the seat. So, okay, without any further ado, let's go. Now that I have my fuel line seated nicely inside of my collar, I'm going to take my insert and I'm going to put it inside of there. Sounds simple enough, right? Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little line and collar here and put it inside of my vise. Yes, I'm well aware that I should be using tape to keep from scratching this up. However, I don't know where it is, and I don't really care to take the time to look for it. So there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white lithium grease and put a thin layer around here. So now that that's done, I'm going to take and insert my insert inside of here. However, when I do that, you want to make sure that you still hold, you're putting pressure up on your line, whilst you also have to put pressure down on the insert and twist at the same time. So you want to make sure that you don't just put this in here without putting pressure up on your line, because you could push that out and then it's no longer seated, and then it's not a good thing. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm gonna go. Okay, so now that we have our insert and our collar and our line all together, all I like to do is once it's all together, I just like to make sure that this line is still seated. So you want to twist on it really good and pull on it and make sure that it's nice and tight in there, because it is pretty easy for it to kind of get pushed out if you're not putting quite enough pressure up on it. So in this case, everything's pretty tight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to the car and put it where it needs to go, and then we're going to measure it to see where I need to cut the other end. Okay, so this one is for the bottom rail, and just kind of put it on there like hand tight so you get an idea of where it needs to go. Okay, and then we're going to go to this one right here. Hi! So we found the tape, so now I have tape for my collar, and it won't get so scratched up when it goes inside the vise. So I'm going to put it in here. I also found that it is easier for me, anyway, that's upside down. I also found, by the way, that it is easier, that's not the way I should do it either. I also found, by the way, it is easier for me to press this line in with it in the vise, because I'm not a man, and I don't have big old man hands, and I'm not strong like a man.
Not strong like a man?
So I just put my collar inside the vise here, and then I'm going to press it in. I'm just the same thing. You know, you kind of like rotate a little bit one way while you're pressing in, then kind of rotate back, and then go until it's flush, like I said earlier. So here we go. Okay, so now that I have this one in, again, we're just going to put it in our vise here. like so. You just want to make it snug. You don't want to, like, you know, compress on it so much. And then again, I'm going to take my white lithium grease and put a thin layer on my insert here. And the reason why I'm using white lithium grease is because it is non-detrimental, so I don't have to worry about it taking out any injectors or anything like that. Okay, so now that that's done, again, so if you guys just want to see, that's just kind of how I do it there. Whoop, 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 easy. So again, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up. I'm going to put pressure up on my fuel line, and then I'm going to put pressure down on my insert. I'm going to twist and push all at the same time. So without any further ado, there we go. And then all this is just like a 90 that comes off of it, because as you guys saw how it comes off of the fuel filter. So make sure you guys are pushing pressure up and pressure down all at the same time. Okay, so once you have the thread started, a few threads in, you don't have to worry about pushing down anymore, so you can then grab your handy dandy adjustable here and just keep pushing up on your line and twist it or tighten this in, thread it in, whatever terminology you want to use. I like to just keep pushing up on it, so this way your insert doesn't push it out of the seat. Okay, so now that it's pretty much seated, I don't have to, you just want to then twist this until you see them meet, so you don't want to see any threads, and it's nice and tight. So I'm going to take this off, open my vise, and then again, like I had showed you guys earlier, oh my gosh, my hand hurts now. Like I had showed you guys earlier, is I don't have an actual pressure tester, so I just make do with what I have, my hands, and I twist on it, and I pull on it and make sure that it's really in there, so this way I don't find out after it's on the car. So it is pretty easy to, you know, if you're not pushing up on it enough while you're pushing that insert in, if you're focusing on the insert too much, it is pretty easy to kind of push this back out. Another tip that I forgot is, as you're twisting this with your wrench, and you can really look at it, is to watch your line and make sure that it doesn't start twisting. If it starts to twist, then you know that it's no longer seated and you gotta redo that. So anyway, that's it for now, and we're gonna go make sure that this works and fit it on the car, and I'll show you guys that. We're just gonna screw this in to our lower rail here. Our Magnus Motorsports fuel ring. And then put this on our Y here coming off of our fuel filter. And you gotta make sure it's straight, unlike me trying to put it on there crooked. Okay. And you gotta make sure you turn to the right, not to the left. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my post about how much I love these vibrant fittings because they're so easy. And Exhibit A, you guys just saw how freaking easy it is to work with these fittings and these lines and everything. So all the fittings that we can have, everything is vibrant. The lines are vibrant. Fuel rails, Magnus, injectors, fuel injector clinic, and our fuel system is going to be badass. Sorry if that offends anyone, not really sorry, but yeah, so that's how we made those two fuel lines right there. And the same process is going to be had for the rest of the fuel system. So yeah, I'll keep recording for you guys. So the next line that I'm going to be making, probably wrong because somebody's going to say I'm doing it wrong, is going to be the feed line going from the pre-filter to the pump. So without any further ado, let's go. It's going to be the same process as the other two. So as I said earlier, I am not as strong as a full-grown man, so I am not afraid or ashamed to have a man double check it for me. Okay, so now that that line's done, Patrick is going to go measure it and figure out where it needs to be cut, and in the meantime, I'm going to be doing the blow-off valve, which is going to go from the manifold to the blow-off valve, so that's what this line is going to be. that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along at this journey with us. I'm not completely finished. I actually need a little bit more line and a couple more fittings that I did not originally order, but it was done like yesterday. So once all that comes in, I can finish it all up. And then aside from that, waiting on the trims and the turbo, and obviously I'll do a turbo rebuild to show you what we're going to be running. And then I also need to start doing the interior, actually get the dash mounted up, so I'm going to go to the store and get some of those metal elbows so we can mount that up soon and do the wiring. And then fire suppression system, I have to do that as well. And that's all I can think of off the top of my head for now. So anyway, like I said, I'm trying to do my best to film as much as possible, so I'm going to continue filming and start dropping off some parts to start getting the new color put on. So I'm really excited to do that reveal, but that'll be a little bit down the road with the carpeting and everything. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll check back in with you next weekend. Bye!